I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first.
Hey everybody, welcome back to CTA's Daily Review. Today is September 6th, Wednesday, 2023. So we had this expected bearish day candle. The range came all the way down to past the gap, which we mentioned in some videos yesterday or before. Yesterday, I believe we just mentioned coming to this daily imbalance and went right through it, went right to the actual gap, and they didn't close a body there, so that was pretty suspect. But price went all the way through and then got right into this gap right here and bounced. Yesterday's video didn't have the gap placed in the right place for some reason. I'll show you here. See right here with this example, we were coming down to this gap. So your two options are going to be either the imbalance itself, you have liquidity there, and then you also have this gap which is already drawn. But when the day starts today, that's going to be more on my mind, and I'm going to be highlighting it. For me, I already know that this is an area. Would I have liked it for it to bounce right here? Yes. Doesn't matter though, because the momentum and the strength already showing between the open and New York has already came down. So we were already kind of down here at New York. So to reiterate, the right idea would be to now look for it to stretch down, just like I was mentioning that this weekly area over here to the right, that this would stretch down in here and then kind of pop back up. But we want to get the low of the week. Possibly that was the low of the week today, but us coming down here. But as you see, there's no gap underneath this. See this gap right here? There's no gap again, and that's where I took the buy. So the sell was to there, but you'll see here that we don't have it. See right here? This is the gap right there. It's back here, and then there was a gap right underneath here. But I messed with the settings, and I don't know why I don't know what's wrong with it. I don't know why it's changing, but that's how far it really went to that gap. So to show the trade as far as opening goes, when we open, we made the video here yesterday. We're saying, okay, we already, now this has been changed to a purple, from purple lines into a light blue box, right? Because I'm expecting to come up, hit that 50 or go above it and retrace, maybe use this as support. That's why it's still there, but that's where we just were from. We opened here, and I said we would just come down, right? So we didn't really get no retrace here or anything. They controlled the price from here. When I mean control, it's basically hanging around in this candle right here, and it just plays around and then starts structure. Look at this: lower low, lower high. That's your real lower low. Then your lower high expands out, expands out. So forget that. You'll look at that as liquidity taken. But this open right here, you can see bodies in there. I made plenty of videos like this on opens. Now the time is getting into London, so the structure is already being made for us. Another hindsight of a benefit of being in New York, which is over here. You get the lower low again, you get the lower high. See the drives up manipulation stays in here, really ultimate goal, and then hits this support resistance idea. You can see the structure very clean. Another lower low, another lower high. Then we get into the 930. Now, today was a day for, and you're underneath these gaps, but today you want to be waiting for 10 o'clock, because 10 o'clock was, we had news today. So in that case, instead of catching the 930 here, I could have done that, and I said I would wait for 10 o'clock just because I didn't want it to whip on me. So, and if I took this trade at 930, I would have been okay still. But to hold it, it would have came up here, and I probably would have been confident to do that. But I got a little bit better confirmation by waiting. If you could see here, remember we're 930 here, so we're looking for sells. You got to sell, buy, sell right there alone, right? But that would have been how the flow of the day went in a normal day. But remember, we're waking up to all this price coming down, and we are trying to reverse, right? So we want to wipe out all this here. as I was mentioning, coming down here, so then we can go back up, right? So if that's the thought process, right? Get the lower low, lower high, 9:30 makes another lower low. Now it's choppy, and then 10:30 opens right here. I'm not 10:30, 10 o'clock opens up right here. So what does it do? Is shoots down first, takes out the liquidity. We're already touching this imbalance right here of the daily. This option one idea, but we're already too close. I mean, think about this for a second. I'm not expecting a reversal. I'm expecting it to stretch and close on this imbalance. So if it's only tapping here and it comes all the way this high, right? You have to know that you're still looking for sells. In this case, they decided to engineer like a internal liquidity, so they take that up. But ultimately, it came right back up to there. And if you're watching and you're patient, you're gonna see that we also have a little gap in between this gap. See that little darker line right there? Look how it touches it perfectly on the high with that 5 minute, which is now this is 10:20, right? This is the 5 minute. So this is what you're looking for on a smaller time frame. You'll see it. You'll see it consolidating. You'll see. I'll go to a 30-second, which is how I caught it, and you'll see here a little closer. That's that 9:30. Look at that cell, beautiful. And now, and this is normally I always take this, but I was a little bit late to the party today because I knew it was going to be 10 o'clock news. So, anyways, this all happens, and the 10 o'clock shoots here, takes out the liquidity. So this is like a lower low, this leg from here to here, which is lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Just one leg. Now we're gonna get a big retracement. That's the real lower high, right? But they're trying to confuse the market. So screenshot this and remember this. And it's very common. I mean, in a perfect world, we would have just liked to dip down more, retrace here, and then kind of make it easy. But they're not going to do that, right? So you get this liquidity taken. You get this eyesore that's still sitting there. Seals price right here up to this last up candle here, and then this is your next entry. Here you get the 1, 2, 3 drives right there. You gotta count. You can count them. I mean, until there's 3 drives, you're not taking the trade. Unless this situation is a little bit different because of the time of the day. The time matters as well. So in between 10 and 11 o'clock, you see we're going to get these third drive up right here. And then your goal is to come down. Obviously, seal this as option 1. But remembering that the range of the day is going to be a nice size. It isn't just going to stop right here. If the price opened up here for today and then it stopped right here, wouldn't you consider that to be a very small range day, right? So you want it to stretch and breathe more. And what is our second option? We have a big fucking gap right there. You can't miss it, right? That's why I leave it there. I've mentioned this even when we created the gap, I believe, which was August 28th, not too long ago. But anyways, so that being the case, gives it up right here, right there, that big bearish candle. I'm not waiting for a retrace into it or anything. It's an automatic sell for me, especially after a third drive, right? Just a 30-second, right? Yeah, because I was also analyzing with the 10-second. But anyways, price comes down all the way. You got to hold this. This is that range of the day. You're not getting any retracements or any big ones at all. Even when the price, if you look at here, even when you got here, this was a trap. It's not even, you're not going to get nothing big here when their agenda is to definitely get down here. So price is holding, as you see, respecting that 50% of the daily imbalance. So price isn't even going up past that, and then breaks down, makes another fake move, stays in this candle. You see it never breaks. That's to entice you as well. You got this gap sitting here. You know what I'm saying? So you definitely know that you want to close that gap up, right? And that's the main idea in this day. Once you are understanding that you're down here and you're making a different decision or adding to your decisions, like, you know what, this is the smartest move. Price will then come down. Again, lower low, lower high, lower low, very small ranges here. You're not really counting drives here because you want it to get past this big ass gap. And then when you get down here, for me, the profit's going to be taken already here. We got 3 drives sitting here like that. but at the same time, this is just a little cluster of price. So three drives will also have clusters of price, meaning they'll have another three drives of those three drives. So three drives there, you'll fail with the buy here, and then look, it comes down one more time. Nice little more healthier range, different, more distant retraces. All right, that would be now maybe your second drive, right? You'll fail here at this loss buying, and then boom, coming down to the last finale, you get this third move. It's this nice big candle in itself, considering that it's a 30-second. It just looks much bigger with some different time frames, but then price will open and then push down. Let me go to a 10-second, because this was actually caught on a 10-second, not 30. And there you see it, right? That big bearish candle right there. All right, and then when it opens, you see how it pushes down into 50% of the actual wick itself. So this last wick on this 10-second, to me, I count it as a block in itself. So I'm gonna generally push the button if it goes above it and comes back in it. But when you're pushing in, you can push the buy button immediately when it's coming down and getting to that 50%, right? And then the stop loss is definitely going to be here. If you took a loss here, then you have to wait. But there was no reason for it to come down anymore, because we have that gap. That's the whole thing I was mentioning earlier. Damn, I thought you saw that. See that gap that wasn't on the yesterday's review, but today it is. I don't know. It was normally like this, but then I guess when we took it yesterday, it was different. But anyways, this was the right gap out that should have been here. So once we're going below, once we go below this gap, what's your next like level here of interest? And it would definitely be this gap right here sitting there. So you can't see it here, and that's what might look a little confusing. But you see the gap would be sitting here, and when it taps it, this is the entry that I want to try for, right? Because it's been sinking all day. Plus, they want to retrace and get back up here. We're actually trying to go all the way up, to be honest. So, so not only did we have that gap, but then we got right into that low right there, right almost to that low. Not really breaking it. See this low here on this day. I want to make this video done already. See right here. See how this damn near just squeezes out that little low. Yes, on this 4-hour candle was another area that I decided to add with this, right? Perfect levels, right? So I'm not sure if it was the same. What was the low? The look up there. The low is 34,327, and the low here was 34,317. Oh yeah, so yeah, we did come lower, right? That's what I thought, but it looks weird here. Anyways, nice confluence with that. And the intention of taking this buy is obviously we want to come and break this high. So we've made our retrace in September. We want to make a new high in September as well, taking out that high and then going on. So once it stretches and reaches this far, I'm looking at the minimum for today. So what can I do for today? Today, what I can accomplish without having to hold trades until the next day is I'm going to take this trade. Why is the fib gone? There was a fib here. Oh, that's weird. Huh. I had a fib from here to here. All right, and I'm taking it up into a reasonable area up here. Generally, what do you see here at the 50% or above? We do have that daily imbalance right there that we would hold, and it wasn't pushing up, so I ended up getting out like right here, because I was like, man, this is lost steam. It might retrace for the power hour, the last hour, and just sit down here. So, but it was a smart move to take out the money here because it ended up doing this, right? So if once it retraced, I even held it to up here and it retraced back. I'm not getting the strength. It keeps coming down. So to me, I've lost interest completely, but we have reached an objective for this buy for today, which means that we do get above the 50, almost hit the 61, type of area here. and we're settled. I was hoping for it to kind of go. I wanted it to. I really wanted 100% retracement today, meaning that we were gonna come all the way back here and squeeze all those people selling, and then maybe break up for Asia London and retrace, and then we take buys tomorrow. So, but it was kind of on the weak side. So, what am I thinking tomorrow? I'm thinking that we might retrace a little bit Asia London play, but I think that the buy might even happen in Asia. I don't know. It depends on how confusing they want to get this. And to be honest with you, this is going to be a little tricky, and I'm actually not that interested. Even though I am trying to go up here, this thing can play around a little bit. I'm probably going to wait for a real setup. Because right now we don't know what's going to happen, right? But in a perfect world, what I would like to is for it to start buying when we close up, which we closed, start buying up from here, start creating structure this way to get above here, and then maybe like a retrace, and then when New York comes, which between 8:30 or 8 o'clock, between 8 o'clock and 9:30, we're gonna look for buys somewhere wherever that ends up landing. I mean, if it lands here, perfect, because I'm looking to buy from a lower place, right? If it keeps us up here and then when it retraces, then we'll probably be buying. I don't know exactly, but wherever New York ends up being before we start trading, I'm gonna use that support that it's probably created and it probably was a retrace to end up buying up. So hope that all makes sense, right? And then let's see here. And then as you see here, dollar did go up. So we were peaking here 8 o'clock, 9:30. Same example. This was where we were peaking at, and then we sold, and they bought from here with dollar. So it did make a new higher high. Now I don't suggest because I was saying we were expecting another bullish dollar, another bullish day candle for dollar, right? So that was pushing us down. So now what I want to do, and that's why I can say this could get tricky because this can retrace, one more time. I want to see it peak here, and when dollar starts peaking or reaching here or whatever, or it might even start dropping from here. I really don't know. But if it peaks from here, right, and then dollar starts coming down for September, then I want us to be coming up. So, now I'm looking for this bearish flow here or here to be happening on dollar coming down. Because they've, unless they want to stretch one more time, if they do and get into their gap right here, then that's going to push us down one more time. So that's why I'm saying I don't know if this is going to hold, but this is an exact great level for it to have came for September to retrace and buy. Look, remember those buys from that gap right there? That's the same one I'm talking about. So that's now you can remember that was always there, but for some reason they didn't put it there yesterday. I don't know what the fuck. But anyways, yeah, you see that break of structure there, retrace back. You're looking for another higher high. So we're looking for our buys here to get to that higher high. All right, until tomorrow, you guys take care and God bless.